Hey everybody, Jessie Q here, continuing with conversations on how to make decisions, with this video in particular talking about the fact that a lot of times decisions are based on fear. And this is a really bad thing, obviously, because fear is the wrong driver for making any sort of decision in your life. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how can you identify if your decision indeed is being based on fear. I've been a coach, teacher, accountability partner, and mentor for over 13 years, both in the personal coaching experience and business coaching experience. And I see a lot of decisions being made by people that I've worked with throughout the years. And it's so really sad, honestly, how often people come to decisions based on fear. The backing behind the decision is more fear-based than it is true to what they want to accomplish in their life. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe and hit that bell notification for our weekly updates. And please comment below. I'd like to know if you've ever found yourself making decisions based on fear. And stay with me to the very end because I have an offer that I think you're going to like. It has to do with something that I think will really help you identify where your fears lay and what direction can have you moving more powerfully in your life in the direction of your goals and dreams. Okay, so the first filter that you want to consider to know if your decision is being made out of fear or not is, are you trying to please someone else with this decision? When you think about a decision that you are making, are you trying to please someone? Now, I know for me, this was a huge thing in my life, particularly through my childhood. And I think this may be kind of natural with kids, but I always made decisions. There were a lot of decisions in my life. I shouldn't say always, but a lot of decisions were made out of fear. I wanted to please my parents. I wanted to do the right thing. I wanted to be a good kid. All of those things. So the decision I was making at that particular point in my life as I was growing up were based more on trying to do something for someone else as opposed to being true to me. So even in adulthood now, I know that I have a tendency towards being a people pleaser, and I have to watch that carefully in my life. And with that, I do not, for me, want to be making decisions that are pleasing to someone else. So I know this number one is a big one that I have to watch for me. Your second filter would be, do you have a gut feeling? As you're thinking about a decision, do you have a gut feeling that the decision you're making doesn't feel right? If you are in your mind feeling off about this decision, if you're there and you're trying to weigh what to do, and there's this bad gut feeling in one particular direction, that is an indication that you are making that decision with some fear behind it. You do not want to move forward if you have a bad gut feeling about something. The third filter to know if your decision is being made out of fear or there's an underlying fear of influencing you is if you find yourself wavering. So one day you're like, oh yeah, I'm all in, I'm going in this direction, and then the next day you're like, I think I've changed my mind, I'm not feeling so good about this. Next day you're all for it again, and then the next day you're back to not being sure. When you find yourself wavering on a decision, there is something that is nagging at you, telling you that you're not going in the right direction, that you're not all in, and that there's some sort of fear that's stopping you from moving forward. You've got to step back and really evaluate what sort of fear might either be stopping you from moving forward and going down a path that is good for you. That could be what's going on. Maybe it's just a fear of taking that risk. Maybe that's what you're afraid of. Or there could be a fear if you're thinking about, for instance, that job, and you're thinking, yeah, one day you want to do it. Is the fear behind taking that step because possibly you're trying to please someone else? Going back to one of those other suggestions. What is causing you to go back and forth? Another filter, and this is one of my favorites, not really, but it's so real to people, is procrastination. So if you find yourself struggling with making a decision altogether, and you are just not able to come to any sort of decision whatsoever, you're just, I don't know. If you feel that way about something, there is an underlying fear that's preventing you from moving forward. This is a point. If you're feeling these different things triggering in a decision, you know that you've got to do a little bit of soul searching. You've got to be a little vulnerable with yourself. You've got to be real with yourself to understand why you might be feeling this fear. So the last filter, and maybe the most overarching because it incorporates all of these things, is, are you moving away from something in your decision, or are you moving towards something? The feeling of moving away from something, of withdrawing from something, is an indication that your decision is being based in fear. When you are trying to just kind of remove yourself from a situation, when you are kind of trying to protect yourself, you know that there's something there that is causing you to be concerned. When you know you're making a decision without fear, you're moving towards things. You're going to go after it. You're going for something. You're taking action towards something. But who is living your life? You are living your life. I am living my life. My decisions have to be true and total and for me, whatever that decision is. I may not always make the right decisions, but it's a journey. And so I understand that, and I'm learning things as I go. But a decision based in fear, a decision where you are withdrawing, where you're making decisions for someone else, if you have a gut feeling that it's not the right thing, if you're doing some soul searching and you're feeling all of these things with regard to a decision you're trying to make, you've got to stop in your tracks and think about if you are making a decision solely for you that is best for you in your life. These indicators are going to tell you that the decision that you're making may be fear-based and you want to reevaluate. Do not let your life be governed by fear. You want to be bold. You want to live a big life. You want to live an exceptional life. So don't let fear take control of your decisions. I hope you have found this video helpful. It is really truly my intention that I'm just bringing a little bit of awareness to you today, every single day, to help you live a more intentional life, to live a life truer to you and who you need to be and the gifts that you need to share with this world. I want that to come out for each and everyone watching these videos. I have included a link below. It is for my Find Your Purpose Now guide. I've got it available to you to download for a limited time free. It's an awesome guide, very deep soul searching, but simple to walk through. So it just helps you identify your strengths, your purpose, and create simple steps in your every single day life to reach your fullest potential. And I want to ask you, have you ever found yourself in this situation? I know I have as a people pleaser, and it's a great, very freeing thing to start making decisions for yourself, truly for you. Have a great day.